What's up guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys the top travel mistakes that you must avoid if you come in here or if you're already here in Thailand. Number one, not coming here with enough money. Now depending if you want to come here on a holiday or you want to come here to try and live here, you're going to want to bring enough money for you to have a good time or stay here indefinitely. If you come in here on holiday, it's worth saving an extra couple of hundred or £1,000 or dollars, however much you're going to need to have a good time. There's no point in coming here, traveling to the other side of the world, and the last thing you want in the back of your mind is to be thinking about, oh, that's too expensive, oh, we need to save money on that. It's just not worth it. The amount of guys I've seen here that have come to try and make a life out here and just not had enough money or the funds to do that and not had a proper job set up in place, and they've had to go home because of this is crazy. And people come here, they want to live the dream, they want to enjoy themselves, and they haven't got everything set up in place beforehand. They just book a flight willy-nilly without actually trying to plan ahead, and what happens to a lot of these guys is they run out of money and then they try and get a job. They get a job that doesn't pay well, then they're here stuck in Thailand without actually being able to enjoy themselves. So whether you're coming here on a holiday or you want to come here to try and live here, just make sure you've got enough money. I waited 7 years to make sure I had enough money to stay here and not be able to worry about it. There's no harm in waiting an extra 6 months or a year to ensure that you're going to have a perfect time when you get here. Number two, using Airbnb for your accommodation. Now I've used Airbnb a lot in my life all over the world, but in Thailand I would not recommend it, only in one circumstance, which we will get onto later. When you book using Airbnb, they don't actually give you the location of the place that you're staying at, and I had an experience where I booked an Airbnb and it ended up being down some dirt path, a 10-minute walk from a 7-Eleven with a bunch of rabid dogs on the road trying to chase you. That's the thing with Airbnb, they don't give you the exact location, and you need to make sure there is a 7-Eleven within a 2-minute walk of your hotel or wherever you want to be. Not only that, Airbnb tends to be a lot more expensive than places like booking.com and Agoda. Now don't get me wrong, there's lots and lots of good Airbnbs out there in Thailand, and the only place I would recommend using one is when you go to an island like Koh Phangan, where I am now for instance. I've just booked an Airbnb here, and I know that doesn't really make sense because I put it in my travel mistakes video, but when you're on an island and you've got a motorbike and the 7-Elevens are sparse anyway, that's a different story. But if you want to book something in Pattaya or you want to book something in Jomtien's probably the worst, because you book something down there, you think you're at one end of the street and you're right down the other side. That's what happened to me. And if you're trying to rent somewhere out here and get yourself a condo, there's also a website called HipFlat, and you can get nice rentals on here for good prices. Make sure you check that one out if you do want to stay here long term and you're not just coming here for a holiday. Number three, falling in love. And this one, what I mean is falling in love before you even come here. You wouldn't believe the amount of guys that go on sites like Thai Friendly and all these random Thai dating website apps and stuff, and then meet people before they come here. The mistake you make by doing this is you're missing out on all the great opportunities. One, you could get catfished. Two, you're wasting all your time in whatever country you are currently trying to speak to this girl, plan it all out and all this stuff, where you could just relax, come here where there is way more many girls that you can take your pick from, and I can guarantee you're going to have a much better experience looking with your own two eyes rather than through some app on a phone. And she's probably edited the photo like crazy, so it probably doesn't even look like her. It's much better to come here and see these girls with your own two eyes, and you can actually get to meet them and their personality and stuff like that as well, because you're never really going to get the full side of love through some dating app message website thing. It's just not going to happen. It's not real. And there's also a lot of scams that go on with that sort of stuff as well. The girls will be asking for money from you before you even get here, and then she might not meet you when you come. So I would avoid falling in love before you get here, because that's a big mistake to make. It's just a big waste of time and a big waste of money. I actually met a guy from America that came all the way here to meet me, and he wanted me to take him out, but he didn't want to talk to any girls because he already found one on Thai Friendly before he got here. There was not much for him to do other than go to restaurants and stuff when he's here, because he already had one girl that he found before he got here, so it's pointless for him coming to go out with me. But anyway, yeah, that was point number 3. Don't get falling in love before you get Number 4, come in here with no plan. Now what's going to happen if you come here with no plan whatsoever? You're going to end up spending a lot of time and a lot of money where you don't need to. If you want to come here for the ultimate 2-week holiday, you want to make sure that you've got maybe 2 days in Bangkok, 3 days in Pattaya, 2 days in Koh Phangan, and whatever else you want to do, plan it out. Don't just come here and be like, yeah, we're going to maybe check out this, maybe check out that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting too hungover in Bangkok. You're going to end up spending too much time in one place more than another. And if you have everything booked already, 1, it's probably going to be cheaper if you book it beforehand. 2, you're going to be able to find a nice place to stay at, and you're not just going to end up on some random hostel on the beach. And 3, you can have ease of mind knowing everything is already planned out for you by yourself. This is also going to give you a chance to research any music festivals that might be on different islands. I'm at Koh Phangan at the minute, and I've just been to the Waterfall Festival, and it was really good, and we plan to come at this time because it's only on certain dates. And you know, it's nothing worse than arriving somewhere really cool and be like, oh, you missed the best party yesterday. And these parties are not like every day, especially on the islands and places like that. So that's something to bear in mind. Leads me straight on to the next point, which is not traveling around when you get here. Most people come to Thailand, they get fed up of Bangkok within 2 days, and then they're either off to Chiang Mai or down to Phuket, and those are the only 3 places that a lot of people actually go. But I can guarantee if you check out some of the islands like Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Koh Tao and Pattaya, which isn't always on everybody's list, but the thing is with all these different places in Thailand, not everywhere is the same. Everywhere is actually really different. If you take a look at Chiang Mai and take a look at Bangkok and take a look at Koh Phangan and take a look at Pattaya, the landscapes, the culture, the food, the hotels, the shopping, everywhere is completely different. You know, in the UK, it's like, that's the same, you know, that's the country and that's how it is up there and that's how it is down there. There might be a few more sheep in Wales or whatever, but Thailand is like a crazy place where you've only got to travel a couple of hours in a different direction and everything looks completely different. If you are coming here and you do want to make the most of your holiday or your new life out here in Thailand, just check out everywhere. It's good to check out everywhere just once in your life, because when you're here and you've checked it out once, you can get a better feel for the place, you can get a better assumption of what the culture and the life is like out here. And if you do want to go Bangkok and just Phuket, that's fine, you know, everybody's different. Maybe you don't really want to travel but you just want to see Thailand, and that's up to you. But if you want my advice, go check it everywhere at least once if you've got the time, if you've got the money and you do want to experience and travel Thailand. Okay, this next one is all about coming in the wrong season. Now, I'm not talking about high season and low season. I'm talking about the weather systems in Thailand, because when it's hot in one place does not mean it's hot all over the place. In England, if it's sunny, but in Thailand, it might be hot in Pattaya right now, but I'm in Koh Samui and it's the rainy season, and I actually thought it was the same everywhere. I thought I was coming here and it was going to be really hot, but no, it's been like raining. Another point to make is Chiang Mai in the burning season, I think that's around March, April, May. You do not want to go to northern Thailand around that time. It's all foggy, it's hazy. There's like, the sky is orange and the pollution levels are so high. So research where you want to go in Thailand and check out what the seasons are like there, because in Pattaya, Chiang Mai and Koh Samui, those 3 points, like a triangle, it's different each times of the year. It's like a triangle weather system crazy thing. So just make sure when you do come here, you plan out when you're going to go to which place, because you do not want to be caught out in the rainy season in the wrong place and in the smoky season in the wrong place too.